exciting win. Played well at times. I thought defensively we did a really good job. You look at kind of the sum of their last 4 or 5 games, averaging nearly 90 plays a game, almost 500 yards offense, 40 points to hold them to 90, and a lot of incidental yardage at the end that really don't mean anything. That's one of the unique things about college football is, you can have all the yards in the world, and it still comes down to points scored, and our kids did a really good job. End of the half, Griff hitting a big field goal, getting a field goal block early in the game. Special teams did a great job. Again, really excited, and I do have the drive chart right here. Came out and scored a touchdown right out of the gate on the third down. Something we always talk about is starting fast in the second half, or winning the middle 8, the last 4 of the first half, and then the first 4 of the second. I thought we did that. Really excited for our guys, and we got some things that we can continue to clean up. We don't necessarily know what our schedule looks like. We're kind of on just high alert, and we'll adjust as we find out who we play. I'll open it up for questions.
It felt like for the first half you guys were, it was really just strength on strength, kind of pounding away until more things started to open up in the second. Was that kind of the game you expected heading into the league?
We had saw, if you go back and would have watched the Southeast Louisiana game, Southeast Louisiana was running a lot of pin and pull. We tried, and they were just sprinting to the sideline. And I think as you saw in the second half, we kind of got away from some of the lateral run game and got more downhill on them. Kobe did a really nice job. TK running really hard. Used Cam slightly at different times. But I think we just had to kind of change the game plan. They did what good teams do, and Coach Hatcher's a really good coach. He's had a ton of success over his career, going all the way back to Valdosta State. They shored up what they had shown not to be very good at or defending a week ago.
The talk all last week was trying for you guys defensively to slow down them on offense with all, the high snaps, the up-tempo offense. How do you feel overall your guys defensively adjusted?
For the majority of the game, we did a really good job. I don't have exactly, but I thought there was a number of 3-and-outs. There was a number of short series during the course of the game. You take away that last drive, which probably had 15 snaps, all of a sudden you're talking about we probably held them 60. And again, averaging 85 to 90 the last 5 games. And they were scoring a ton of points, and I'm really excited about that. Our kids knew all week long we had to get our hands in the dirt, we had to get our feet in the ground, and if we got the calls in, we could stress them by being aligned correctly. That's part of the advantage of going that fast is they want to get you in miscommunication, misaligned, and all of a sudden you give up big plays.
Especially for 3 quarters, no points. No real big plays through that. Was that as well as you think you played defensively?
I'd have to watch the film. There's been moments this year where we've played well, but I think playing that offense, that's about as good as you could hope for. Like I said, complementary football was probably the thing that I talked about all week. I'm sure our players are sick of hearing it, but it was going to take all 3 phases to win this one.
Man, how frustrating it is to get a win, but you have a lot of guys go down tonight.
Well, it always is. It's part of the game that makes you sick. You never want to see anyone get hurt. We'll find out. I came straight from the locker room. I don't know the severity. I know there was no broken bones, so I guess I'll count that as a positive right now. We'll see what it is. But, if you're playing late in December, sometimes it happens.
Quincy Crittenden started for him. Was that any kind of their quarterback?
Yep.
Any kind of surprised? Or did you
No, we had heard Coach Hatcher had said it was going to be a game-time decision. Maybe he felt like they gave him – he's a pretty electric kid. You go back to the Mercer game, overtime, when all of a sudden they're at the 25-yard line, he took 1 snap and game over. But I thought our guys up front did a really good job of impacting the quarterback, impacting his drops, making the ball come out on time.
What message to give your team? You have so many injuries. I know we talk about this every week because it seems like every week you have somebody go down.
Sure.
What's the message?
Next man up. No one feels sorry for the Bison, and I'm not going to feel sorry. It's part of the game that you hate to see. They're all, it's not chronic injuries. It's just things that happen, because it's football. And so next man up, we'll get back to work and find who's healthy and put them in a situation where they can help us.
Do you worry there's not a next man up at some point because
I got 30 freshmen that haven't played a game, so it'd be hard for us to run out of bodies.
Did you get confirmation that Raja didn't break anything?
Yep.
The game that Joe Stoffel had after just getting back in, have you thought you may have lost him a couple weeks ago to have the kind of performance he had
He's
tonight?
played 2 really good games in a row, and he's just getting healthier and healthier as he goes along. Last week, I think it was probably a confidence deal. all week it's one thing practicing and then getting into a game. And I think this week he was able to cut it loose and had a really good week of practice.
Still be playing here? You got another, I know you don't know who you're going to be playing, but how unique is that to stay up late here to figure out who you're going to get?
I love it, man. I think our kids are excited about it, and just watch another game tonight and figure it out, and probably send Matt Larson 15 text messages to see if he knows anything.
Going up against an offense that likes to be up tempo, likes to throw the ball a lot. Kind of what was it like facing this offense from your perspective?
I mean, we go through the same thing every week with what we preach about our defense, cold green ball, and going up against an offense that throws was like it's nothing special because we got a great secondary D, and our D line is going to get home.
I felt like you guys did a really good job of keeping up with the tempo that they like to play. The substitutions weren't really an issue, the communication wasn't really an issue, and that was stuff that Coach Entz talked about last week. Kind of how big of a factor do you think that was for you guys slowing them down today?
With them going tempo, we get them off the field faster, get our offense on, and they having long drives and getting us rest on the sideline was great.
Joe, describe getting back out there. I know you played last week, but just to feel more confident with the knee today?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been it's been good that it's just healing fast. Had a pretty good rehab for the last 2 weeks. Was definitely glad that we had that Thanksgiving off. That was really big for me. Yeah, it's been feeling good ever since. So.
Describe that play in the second half. Just you're wide open there, or just what happened from there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just our normal quick game, and I see Cam working the other side, and then I see him looking my way, and I just threw both hands up because I knew no one was around me. So. So luckily he threw it, and then I just tried to turn on the burners, but I guess I got to unhook the trailer a little bit. But
Cam, we've asked about just to see how you used Joe on the offense and how that's progressed all season long, and just to have the kind of game he had tonight.
Last year we had Gendorf and Babich, and Joe has done such a great job of filling that void that we had. When Noah went down third game of the year, you kind of look around, and Joe has stepped up huge for us, and he made some really big plays for us today, and I'm so happy for him.
Took you well to figure out, Cam, what they were doing defensively. They were stepping pretty good. What were they doing to slow you down earlier there?
Well, I had watched film. I probably watched 3 hours a day during the week, probably more than that, and they came out and did something completely different. So I sort of wasted my time with that, but it was all good. We were expecting them to play like a monster look with 3 safeties and 2 corners, but I think they knew that they weren't going to be able to do that and stop the run. And then they manned us up, and our guys got open, and they made a lot of plays for us.
They toward the bottom of several defensive stats in the FCS. Didn't really seem like that today. You surprised how tough they played?
They played really, really hard, yes. I think out of the teams we've played this year, I would say they definitely rank up there with teams that play super hard, for sure.
Cam, I know you've dealt with it all year, but how frustrating as an offense when you see Cole get hurt, Tamarick get hurt, Raja get hurt? What does that do for you guys on the sideline? How do you deal with that?
Obviously, you feel for them. You don't want to see anybody go down on both sides of the ball or either team, but, it's always a next man up mentality. That's what this program has, been built on, and, we have a lot of guys that are chomping at the bit to get playing time. And I'm really excited for them. And, you obviously mourn seeing those guys go down. So.
Yeah, it felt like through much of the first half, it was kind of just like hitting your guys' head against the wall for the majority of the first half. What was that process like? From you and your standpoint, and then finally when you guys started to get some more stuff that worked. Yeah. Kind of what was this process of this game like for you?
Well, I think there's 2 things. We kind of had a game plan going in for the first half to see what was going to work, and then we adjusted at halftime. And we always call it the softening process. We use the first 3 quarters to really just beat our head against teams, and then hopefully in the fourth quarter they're just dead tired and we can run and do whatever we want with them. So.
Courtney, especially early, you guys just never let them get in a rhythm offensively. Why do you think the defense was so disruptive, or what did you like about just the way you played, especially through the first 3 quarters?
I mean, we always disruptive. I mean, I didn't see nothing new in us. It's just the game that Cold Green plays, and we gonna keep doing it.
Courtney,
do you feel this defense has grown up in the last few weeks here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have grown up a lot. Like, you know, coming into playoffs, we know things got to change. We're going against the best, so we knew we had to step it up a little.
I feel like the defense has changed since Wisniewski came back, that you guys have been a different group, even from the bye week to now, that you guys have looked different?
I mean, I could say so. I could say so. Wiz being one of the veterans, he's a great addition to our defense, and having him back was great.
Cam, now, I mean, the program in the last 12 seasons, 11 trips to the semis. I mean, obviously you're not part of that. Does that create a motivation, pressure? I mean, what does that do for the current team?
I wouldn't say there's any pressure. This program is going to do what it does, and you know we're so process focused, and we're not worried about outcomes. We're just worried about the process and getting better each day. And I think that sort of eliminates some of the pressure that comes along with playing at such a great program.
Are you worried about having enough bodies for the next game?
No.
You guys are going down?
No, because we'll pull freshmen if we have to, and those guys, like I said earlier, are chomping at the bit and they're excited for an opportunity. We'll be good.
Can you describe the block field goal and how much energy that provided for the team?
That was big. Offense was struggling in the first quarter, and just to see that kick get blocked, definitely, you could feel it with the crowd too. The crowd got into the game more as well.
How unique is tonight to stay up late and find out? I'm assuming you're going to stay up and watch the game?
I'm going to try to. I might fall asleep by then. We'll see.